I swear mine didn't get bad until he was 4. I swear he was precious before, and I don't know what happened.
See, he was going to do one Friday, but it got a wedding rehearsal. He was at the wedding. He was in church. I'm preaching about today, so I had to wait till today.
Oh, she got him. She wants to take a picture. You're not in our class. I better like stand up.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking time out to attend the December meeting of the Wayne County Board of Commissioners. I'd like to begin the meeting with asking Commissioner Thomas to lead us in prayer and Drew Davis to lead us in pledge of allegiance.
Father God in heaven, we thank you for being God Almighty, having all power in your hands. Father, we come to you now, as long as we don't have. Father, we ask you to be with us through this meeting, that we do things decent and in order, that everything we do is within the best interest of this county and our citizens. Father, we thank you for those that are here, and those that are listening via television, or however the case may be. We pray that you will continue to bless this county, to have us to unite. Father, we ask you to bless this country. We're going through this pandemic. We ask you to watch over us, and that we come to an end, and that everybody comes out safe. Protect us, Father, in your Son, Jesus Christ. And those who are fighting in harm's way, that we can exercise this freedom. We pray in your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first order of business is to adopt the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I would request that we amend the agenda to go into executive session, talk about a potential personnel matter.
Commissioner Hires,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox.
Yes. Okay, approval of minutes from the November 2nd meeting, that's all. That's just
minutes.
Motion and second approval of minutes and discussion. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McCrary?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox?
Yes.
Commissioner Hires?
Yes. Presentations and announcements, we have Steve Thompson to bring us up to date on the JC Land and Trails Grant.
I think you guys asked for a detailed budget. And this is as detailed as David, again, I think it meets your needs. So, total breakdown, some of this is what we pay for, probably the archaeologists that we pay for. We're already, building on some engineering total and construction contract totals based on me discussing with the grant coordinator how we're gonna account for some of the stuff. That we're gonna, need to account for on the project. This is the Rec Trails program grant that we already have. So already have. Phase 2 went out today, so phase 1 is what was incomplete up until, and we got approval to go to phase 2. Phase 2, I actually hit the send button on before I left work today. So if you guys asked for a budget of that project, that's what we're going to do. So, we're at a point we're ready to hit go and see some progress at the landing, but we need permission to actually not. Larry Brantley was where in the, ready to roll whenever we go. We'll get labor help from, Spec and his folks, not his people, but the inmate crew that he gets. And then we can maybe even have some other help, based on how creative we are from a cleanup perspective.
How do we see this thing work? How do we see it played out? This, get materials, get installed.
So we'll start with landfill and haulers, and then set others. I asked Larry to sit down and develop a new plan based on that old plan, walkway, and then big walkway, Jessica did, what the city did. And so we've got a 12-week plan, which is, I added in a little fluff because, you don't always get your laborers for 8 hours. You don't always have good weather. So, I've got a 12-week time frame, and I really think that we can do that. But we're at a point where we should approve this faster. We will, like I said, it's in-kind money, we've already started, accruing, if you will, some of that value. And as long as we spend, up to our 49,000, we'll get our grant money back as requested. But I'm glad to answer any questions. This is how they require you to do the budget worksheet. This is not how I would have liked to have done it, but this is how they require you. So, if you have questions, let me know.
Logistics-wise, so that this group is not, this group is not authorized to spend money.
That's why I'm here.
And even if you're here, you're not authorized to spend money that material. So somebody from a county employee has to do this. And that needs to come through the administration office from us. And that's fine. I mean, we got a direction over there, that's great up there, but I can't have anybody going in there and charging materials.
Well, that's not at all.
I
That's
just
why I'm
want-
here tonight.
Well, my question is, how are we going to work?
That's why I'm here. You guys tell me what to do. I don't mind if we have a, like a, hey, we're gonna go buy this much composite deck, this much rail, this many posts, this many screws. And they do that weekly, I don't mind, but you guys don't tell us how to do it.
Listen,
Well, I will tell you this over here, is from my perspective, if that's why you want to go, I mean, I can coordinate it and get resources identified up here, we move forward with that. It's done with y'all's, but we've done it in a way that either Kurt or Spec or somebody over there, I got a county employee that's responsible for and accountable for it. And I'm not disputing what you want to do, I just said logistic wise, I need control of where we're going to do it, how we're going to go do it, and here's the best way.
Yeah, I'd say, what I have in my head is for Larry and or one of but, you guys help coordinate with Larry, and then I'm glad to work with Spec, that's fine. But what I don't have time to do, because everybody is pulling me in about 97 directions, is to come and ask every other week for something. So I needed to know if this is what we're gonna do, and if it is, and who do I coordinate?
Well, I think it would be best to check with Spec, let him be the point man, and let him be directly involved, because he's already told us he would. And then he, Mr. Jefferson, he would be able to approve this spending, since he is a county employee, correct?
To a certain degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's come through me, and from that perspective, I ain't got a problem with it, it's coordination of resources. The Spec is included in 20,000.
That's right.
As well.
So do we want him to update y'all and give a time frame, or how do you want to do this?
We can handle that. This is a recreation project of this state's gonna be responsible for that,
That's right.
that activity, and it's under his budget, so.
And I think he'd be willing to do that. And then we would have a county employee directly involved, because he's already been involved with
And
it.
he told us he's very glad that y'all
That's right.
setting up labor.
Well, let me review this with Spec on that thing, let's go over this project, let's make sure that we're all on the same page. If you don't
Okay.
mind, that's where we go.
And I'm at a point where I'd like for him to start directing laborers out there, even if it's just a day or 2 a week, to start clearing and getting prepared. But we're ready to put the hole in the ground for posting when y'all.
Well, I'm willing for us to move forward with this stuff. We had a chance to get on the ground Spec and get Spec on board. And know that it just keep us a tally of total on how we do it.
And we've got in-kind tracking, all kinds of tracking in our spreadsheet, like from the committee, exhibits to he's working on.
Volunteer labor.
Timelines, volunteer labor, and that'll roll into the rental equipment and stuff like that, rental equipment, and we basically see what we borrow from the various people that we know. And there's a set amount that we can charge per hour for different pieces of equipment and who drives, so as an example.
Is there somebody we can use as a kind of gatekeeper on that?
Right now, it's me, and Larry is gonna help out a lot, and I talked to Spec, he said they would be glad to help some of that, but it's manageable the way we're doing it, and I'm just gonna put in spreadsheets. It's just as easy for me to,
I can have some other people do this, but yeah, just rather, you know, if that's the direction we go, they got a plan, we can execute.
Yeah, and I just want to keep in mind, the last meeting, we were talking about this, because I'm sure several of the people had a concern about us spending $200,000 down here. If we do this at the beginning of the year, we will have enough money, we don't have to borrow from the TANs or anything like that. Ed told us that it wouldn't be very long before it turned around and the money is already back into the account. So it's not like we're going to have to beg and borrow to get this money. It's already in there, in the budget, and we should be able to get it spent and already back into the account before we ever even know it's missing. And that grant money will cover all of this except for the in-kind portion. Correct?
yep. And any questions you have about time frame as far as that currently, how much is that? We got right now, we got extremely responsible.
You have a contract with CMS?
No, not this, but
Who's
we
my
will,
side?
it's actually Kevin and Larry, mostly Larry, but I want two eyes on it. And they're both done something before, both on the first half of the time. When we go bigger though, we'll need the cost, we need more engineering and contract type of, so we're gonna do it or something like that, we're not gonna be out there.
So we need to motion and also include staff in it.
Well, yeah, just like,
Or
whoever
whoever
we
we-
item on this thing, you know,
Yes, sir.
it's a discussion, and that's all it goes.
I don't know.
I would rather have a conversation with the staff and bring it to you. We're not gonna do anything over the holidays, you know, if that's okay, and just move forward. If y'all want to proceed with this, we got the grant, that's already approved, it's in the budget for 2021. We can,
Yeah, the spend is approved, we just need
The
somebody
action-
from the county to check
the
the box.
action to go ahead with this. I think right now, we got approval for this. I mean, we just asked for a plan, you just asked for a comprehensive, it's already been approved. If you're comfortable with what she wants to do, we're going to the west, right? At the lower part of the
Yes.
state?
Going
Yeah,
toward
down-
Virginia.
down
We're going upriver, right?
That's right.
No, we're going down there.
Well, yeah, you're going toward the coast, and then the next phase would be going to other dimension. That's gonna be the easiest.
This first one is gonna be going down there
Around the lagoon, and then, down river toward the coast.
towards the sandbar, or the
Yeah,
bridge.
you're gonna spend a lot more money if you go over, because you're gonna deal with it.
I was just under the impression we were going the other direction.
We were about half an hour on which way to go.
All right, well, let's move forward with it, and you get,
I'm
you
just
decide
saying,
and get it coordinated.
we'll have to just coordinate that. All right.
Thank you.
So Ed, you're gonna get in touch with her and let her know when you have somebody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, next item on the agenda is citizens' concern. We got a leadership blame class, especially the class right. Forward.
Good evening.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how you doing?
Good.
My name is Al Boyd. I am a 2020 graduate of Leadership Lane. I think all y'all probably familiar with that class. I got some of my other graduates here with me. We're taking on 2 projects this year. One of them is going to be helping Catholic class with construction on the homes. And our second project is going to be a pretty good budget was made. We're looking at possibly, we know it's a long shot, we want to do a floating dock at Elk County Landing. Our first step was to come and hopefully get y'all's permission to even pursue this project. We think it can happen. We got Vicki, she's moving in another direction. She said that she will help do what we can, what she can help us do. Do DNR and what we can do or whatever to try to make this happen.
What are you visualizing?
Sir?
What are you visualizing?
The,
Kind of doc to talk about here.
well, everything I like overboard and what's the Jackson on it. It'll be a floating dock that you can pull up there to the boat ramp and get out. Because right now, there's not anything up there. There are a lot of people that use that landing over there. And it's dangerous. I mean, the only place that you got up there to pull your boat is either on the landing itself or either to the right. There's a big cypress tree we used to swing out of when we were kids. There's a lot of cypress trees and it's a bad place to get out. I mean, I've seen if y'all been up there very much of that land, you see people get out of boats, try to climb up the hill and fall in the, on the side of those rocks.
I'm all for that, I need to with them. There was one time when we first did that, like, there was a,
I never
I think
remember.
there's a, Kevin, I think you could have for the video, there was a Steve Walker, who got killed by a cop. Like, right on the tree.
I remember the stamps being there, but I mean, and I'm 54. You know, I've been going out there pretty much.
Well, they're all.
I don't ever remember. Yeah, we were, I mean, right now, I'm trying to help maybe see if there's some grant money out there. We hadn't done anything. The first step was we wanted to come here and hopefully get y'all's blessings on even just pursuing it and see if we can, see if we can make it happen.
Come on, just come back there after the biggie.
Bert Dinger, he's the one that's handling the, boat ramp dock down at Lake Grace. And I did speak with him about that because I had some of the older gentlemen complaining about it because it's so dangerous. And he was talking about there was not a cut in or anywhere to keep it from being out in the main flow.
Right.
So if you get with me after whatever, I can give you his number. I think they had engineers good that Mike may know something.
They have. So Bert Dieter, he's talked to, and then Don Harrison is the actual guy that works for Bert, that went down there and looked at. And, I think following up with Don on a how to, you need to put stuff in front of it that, I guess, it curves the flows, so it's not so swift, those kind of things.
Right. Yeah.
What I always love to see is Dr. Bodie, up in front, to have a rock, hurdle that came out to get back to it.
Yeah.
You're not fighting for it, too.
Right.
Maybe that would solve the problem first talked about. However, JC Manning is on that.
Neither does other court. Most of them out there.
Other courts
are
out there. Yeah. Well, their flooding off you, they're about to do it.
Right.
But JC, that flooding off you out.
Right.
But this one was kind of in a curve, didn't it? I'm not, it's been a while since I've been out there.
It's a more of a straightaway than JC.
Is it? Just, that's what I did, I get with him and see, because he'll be the one with the grant money,
Right.
and he'll be the one that can tell you whether they can do it or not safely.
And I'll just give you that for a point of argument.
Yeah.
We know, we won't have
Well,
any of it.
I've already argued that one.
Yeah, that's
Say
easy.
so.
I do too.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
Where's the homeless thing?
Probably right after.
I'm the chair of this committee. Now, I don't know who was,
That would be Judge.
We haven't met with, Exchange yet, we're in the process of,
We're in very preliminary stages. She has looked at, that property that's adjacent to her, that house, but we have not talked with engineers and if that's structurally sound or not. We're working in a facilitating role with her, helping her with grants and things like that. It is her project, but we are going to assist.
I know that Jimmy Henson had that project, that's what he was going to do with it.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm asking is that's, my grandparents' old house.
I know, yeah.
we actually just, had our vision retreat last month. So we're, these couple of projects, where they're new, to us and to the community. So we really just getting started with this. Oh, yeah, I'll be, yeah, I'll be talking. I don't mind taking notes for an answer.
All right, sounds like two really worthy and viable projects.
Thank y'all for taking on the projects.
Yeah, we know it's, they're big. I mean, I think most classes maybe take on one project, but we said, hey, we can do two. Hey, we're gonna do it. Let's do it.
Just keep that posted or start up and start we got.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate Anything y'all already done since you graduated?
We're good.
All right, thank you. All right, next time we do public meetings, we have none. Consent agenda, we have none. Old business, none. New business, we need to consider the approval of the ordinance of Sunday sale of alcohol hours. Yeah, please, if you don't mind. As you know, the referendum passed for the Sunday sale of alcohol in Wayne County. We just need to find two details.
Yes, Chairman just said, Sunday sales for alcohol did pass on referendum on November 3rd during the general election. We had approved the hours of between 12:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. on Sundays being able to sell. You buy the package only if you buy the drink out of that. So this ordinance basically cleared that up. As far as section 4 of ordinances, it was just including out language with that no retail package license shall be permitted to sell packaged malt beverages, wine, or distilled spirits on Sunday except between the hours of 12:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. on Sunday. So that would be the only modification of all ordinances. It's just to put that out.
I will throw about 2 cents in here. I don't have a problem with the same thing to say it's not very important. I'm fine with that. However, the time, all of you just I would like to, if it's okay with that information, to modify that time. To just do one call.
One PM to 11:30 PM.
What's the difference between you?
Well, from my standpoint, if I'm throwing it back west, if I go to the new home, if I go to the Crossroads store at 12:30, and with my family after we make alcohol after church, I would rather the alcohol sales take place after I get my lunch instead of getting all the business. It's not like we would be affecting a restaurant out in the county that would be inclined to come in and serve to have sales or open a restaurant. If they could start to 1 o'clock. In this, if we get a restaurant like Applebee's or Chili's or something wants to come in, and that's what's keeping us from coming is hours.
What about his bill? Is this something?
This is something we're going to do. That's just my 2 cents. I'm going to put that out as a
Well, and I have a problem. I've talked to several people about this, even when they put it on for the citizens to vote for it. And probably nobody ever thinks about this, but the amount of DUIs that go up just opening it up on Sunday. And I agree, it's already passed, so we don't have a choice about that. But to me, I have a problem with that. You coming from church and you got your family in there trying to lead God, direct them in the right direction. And then you have somebody coming out of there with several cases of beer at the same time. But as the later you go, the more DUI fatalities we're going to have. Johnny Ray might can allude to some of this, but the later you go, the later they're going to make a beer run or whatever. That's just like your 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. If you put it till 11 o'clock, what time do we go down to fewer officers on Sunday?
Well, we got right now,
We're what?
Flip guy is 12 on Sunday.
Okay.
So we 4 kills and then flip out there and then
Right. I just know that sometimes we're a little underhanded on Sunday because we don't have as much activity. But like I say, that's my 2 cents. I agree on going a little bit later than 12 o'clock or 12:30 for the respect out of the church goers. And I think we need to think about on the cutoff time at 9.
I think most of our convenience stores, that's it's less like those.
I don't know.
I would be better with that than close to the time. But like I say, that's anybody else got any
One
comment?
to,
What we can pretend to do, is what's good, is good.
you guys, this is already been voted on from the voter standpoint, and if it don't work, you can amend it again. I mean,
All right, in that case, I'll go to, since it's been voted on, it is approved, at least we have the opportunity here to kind of control the time on it, so I'm gonna make a motion that we change some time to approve the time at 1 PM to 10 PM. So y'all.
My second.
Let's take any more steps.
Mr. Chairman, that begins on January 3rd, is
I believe that's.
that correct?
I'm not sure.
Today? All right, so it's effective,
Thursday night.
it's effective the 13th.
All right, then I'll let you say, effective the 13th of December, the county passed referendum on Sunday alcohol sales, hours will be limited to 1 PM to 10 PM. Modify that motion, give me a second.
My second.
All right, motion second, any discussion? Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Wait, Andy says, why are y'all doing the 13th?
There's a reason that 13th instead of 11th, so.
I mean, that's fine, right?
So modify, give me a second. All right.
Okay, to the Sunday.
Okay, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Roberts?
Me?
Yes. Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox?
Yes.
Commissioner Hires?
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary?
Yes.
Next time on the agenda is to consider and approve the TANs bid. Mr. Contractor?
As we did this past year, we asked them to go out for a line of credit, and we got back the bids from BB&T or Truist, Prime South, and Heritage Bank. And BB&T or Truist won it again, with a LIBOR of, at a non-tax exempt rate of 0.79, as low as LIBOR plus 0.79, which is currently 0.91%. Going back to one and 1.35. I think the next one was 1.35%. So again, we will not borrow it until we need it. But
What's the total?
we'll need it. Down from last year's 6. Sir?
2.1.
2415.
And if the terms are the same, we're not paying interest on anything, no, we would just do only what we borrow.
On what we borrow. We don't have to borrow 50 grand out of the shoot, you know, but beyond that, we don't borrow any more money until we need it. You know, at the end of this year, we borrowed 2.15, but as you remember, we got CARES Act money in there as well. You know, so, that helped out a good bit. Healthcare costs were down significantly, because of the COVID issue, and nobody going to get elective surgeries or procedures done during that period of time. So, I feel good about it. I mean, it gave us a little bit of cushion, room up there, so we reduced it down, and I continue to try to reduce it down year over year. I don't anticipate borrowing $4 million again, but we're going down up there. This is just to kind of make sure we're good. We're not through the pandemic, and I don't know what the future's going to bring, but I think it's bright. I don't think it's great, but this is just an assurance.
The other two bidders require minimum also?
Yes, it's a can department. It's good.
$50,000 minimum, you know what? What's the interest on that?
It's, the LIBOR is like currently it's like 0.91%. 0.91%, so less than 1%. So, good rate, good rate.
So if we said that you're saying 4 million, is that correct?
4 million.
4 million, yeah, I have a 2,000, so, anyway, so we're gonna set it at 4 million, if you needed more than that,
we're gonna be coming back to. If I need more than that, y'all will know this, and there will be, you know, we'll get rest. I certainly don't anticipate that, Commissioner, but, you know, you'll see that. There'll be no question about it. I don't think that's gonna be anticipated, and, you know, but, and that's, you know, never know. And if we need, if it comes to that point, Commissioner, we're gonna be coming to you and expressing the concern that we have over there ahead of time with this. So, again, I don't anticipate borrowing that money, to a great extent. It's probably gonna be the same rate we had this year, hopefully, and we'll move forward with that.
I think it's great, it's $2 million less than.
And again, guys, listen, this is just insurance. If we throw it down over here, that from a cash flow standpoint, because revenue drop off during summer, and especially June, July, and August, or everything, it's down, but expenses are still there. And healthcare costs are going to ramp back up, guys. So hopefully, we're going to be doing some good business here, so that's what we're asking for, gentlemen. All right? And true expect will be.
And that's currently BB&T.
Yes, sir, BB&T, they've changed their name to Truist, so, but that's who we went to.
And I'll make a motion then that we approve the cans beer and fruits.
On the line of credit.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman. Motion second, Mr. Chairman. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox?
Yes.
Commissioner Hires?
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary?
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes. And on a point of interest, we'll be paying the trash cans back between now and the end of the year, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is
So we missed,
consider
that's for
approving
Mr. Good Big Money.
2021 budget. Budgets.
Commissioners, as you know, as we discussed over here, the only change that based on our work session that I made at a request of y'all on the general fund budget was move $25 grand from the elections salary up to the contingency in the financial administration. And that was, to my letter to y'all was based on contingencies of changes or potential changes to the election cycle.
And other than that, there's no changes
Other
to
than
the
that,
budget based on what we went through last Thursday?
No, sir. Other than that, I think it's a reasonable budget and considering all the stuff and, you know, it's pretty good. You know, again, it's flat other than those 4 or 5 items that I mentioned to you all.
Did we have anything in that budget for paying back to the, T-SPLA or the TIA and the, DO?
There is
in this budget?
$250,000 as it is this year, for the GO bond.
Nothing back to TIA?
The TIA is in kind.
Right.
And what will happen here, in that discussion, if you look in miscellaneous revenues, in 2019, you saw a big number, at one point, that ain't cash. That's in kind TIA money that the accountant, the auditor did a journal entry on that. This is in kind, paying back. So the in kind, what we're doing on the TANs, on the TIA, is paying back with in kind, like from the road department. We budget, as the road department does that, we get credit back. And that's how that expenditure came, those revenues came in on miscellaneous revenues. We didn't get no cash from that. It's in kind crediting back, and that's how auditors have to balance that out. But it's approved. The Department of Transportation approved that methodology, and that's how we're going about that. But yes, they do have, we're still on program paying the two individuals, the two funds back. Yes.
Okay, I was just asking because
That's all right.
last year we put $500,000 to go back to TIA, and we put $500,000 to go back to the GEO bond in the budget.
No, sir, we didn't put anything for TIF. Not the general fund, no, sir, we did not. In 19, I put $500,000 on paid back, 250 of that. I put 250 in 2020, and I anticipate paying that in 2015. When the check being right from there, paying that back to the GEO bond. So at the end of this year, we will have $500,000 paid back to the GEO bond. And revenues were going up, as sales tax went up, that revenue in that GEO bond went up, and sinking, we call it sinking fund, and we're comfortable with going there, and extending that. We budgeted $250,000 for next year and paying that back. So at the end of next year, we'll have $250,000 paid back. And we go through, the bond matures 26. And so we have time to get that money in there and have it available to pay it off. I hope, as I talk to y'all in the working session over there, that if all goes well and revenue, sales tax, because everybody's sales tax going up, you know, it's just, you know, if it continues to do that upward climb up there, maybe in 24, we could pay that thing back or have no money going to that in new spots. The new spots is spot 4 is up in 24, mid 24.
What was the GEO account right now?
3, it's on your sheet. Did you get that sheet up?
$3,506,768.56.
Thank you.
So we check on it, why we do not pay down, I'm supposed to do
I have checked on that commitment right now. We talked about that last week, and again, we owe a little over $7 million to that. So if I pay it down, I'd rather get this revenue up and pay it off. But, now, if we can save a little bit of interest, I'd have to check on that part of it, even if the would have to get together and figure that out. But I haven't done that much.
Crystal, I would put off cost in the next 2 years off that.
Well, I hope to pay off 2 years, I hope to pay 2 years off of it anyway. And I don't know about 2 years, but, I got it.
We talking about $180,000 a year in interest on that particular account, is that correct? Close to that? Okay. So if we paid it down with the cash reserve we had, some of it, I mean, I don't want to go to a zero.
Commissioner, well, I don't know if there's a penalty associated with paying it off of it, and I don't know the terms of the loan, and we have to.
So we should know that by next meeting.
Well, I will look into it. I don't know, I can guarantee I'll know that by next meeting, but I'll look into it. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm just thinking so we can get the budget accurate.
Well, the budget's gonna be like it is. I'm gonna take that fund of that. The question is on the GEO bond, is there enough money in that sinking fund to pay it down with anticipated revenues from the sales tax and the spots going into that fund? Right now, we don't have enough to pay it off.
You can't send funds, we don't get as much money as we get cash.
Sir?
We can't send funds, we don't get as much even as we pay on.
It's just the terminology that is used for a
That's what I'm
sinking
saying, you
fund.
hold that
They
much
just
back.
stick it in there and it pays out of the fund. It's just a checking account sitting over there that we're going to pay out.
The money's collected for that purpose, and when we do the English clause, it's going to be short every year, correct? You can hold that back.
On the new SPOS, it's gonna be short, and SPOS 3, it's 50% of it, and it's not short. On the new SPOS, in general terms, won't have in front of me, but you pay between $1.1 and $1.2 million a year, interest and principal. We collect about $800,000, $700,000. When I walked in the door, there was about $700,000, so we were short. And even the payoff, I told y'all 2 years ago, we were short. Now, sales tax has gone up, which helped that situation. And so the revenue this year is supposed to be $800-something thousand. So it's close. Now, we had a little money built up, y'all did, and so that 50% of that lost money went down to 23%.
And I understand, and I understand holding back enough to that difference, that makes sense. But at the same time, everybody knows that a loan is usually a front load. If you,
Actually, this was more,
it's real load. You sure about that?
the principal and the payment goes up to $1.2 million.
Can you get that concrete, because I mean, I asked that last week in the budget meeting. Can you get some comprehensive on
Yeah,
this meeting?
yeah, I can talk to.
I mean, if it's real load, don't even.
I just haven't had time to do that, Commissioner, and working on this, so, we will come up and see what that outcome.
If we can, without, cut years off of it.
I think if we
that
can,
makes sense.
that's a smart thing to do, yeah.
But if it's real load, there's a penalty, no, it don't. I mean, that's the question we need to answer.
Right, okay.
All right, given that, then I'll make a motion that we accept the proposed 2021
I got a little more
general
discussion.
budget.
I got a little more discussion. You can make the motion, discussion, you make the motion. According, I'm speaking kind of our auditors today, and we're trending, doing revenue, according to him, 25.5 would be a safe number in revenue per year. I'm just wondering why we're not setting the budget, we have to zero the budget. We can always take that difference, look at contingency. And also, while we're not amending, we have to set our millage. We set our millage at that time of the year. You have a pretty good idea. It's pretty close to the year. You know what your expenses are going to be. When you set the millage, even if you base on 90% collection, which does, you have a good idea. And this year, based on the 14.6 that we collected as of October the 31st, out before tax bill went out, we should collect, we're 100% be about 12.2. We should still be well over 25 for this year. Last year, according to our audit report, we actually, see what is it, the county increased unassigned fund balance in the general fund by $4.3 million, or over 179%. So we were actually, according to our audit report, $4.3 million more revenue last year than what we actually spent. We only reduced the millage by 1. And we said we were going to lay people off, possibly, but I don't see a jeopardy in that, there's 4 point. And it also proves out in the case that we only borrowed $2 million TAM this year, which is because we had no liquid, which is good. It's good we got the liquid. But I think during the time of the pandemic, we could have gave people some relief too. If, and this is not my words, this is from the audit report from our, that was given to us in June 2019. According to this, our projected revenue for 2019 was $23,410,000, but we actually collected 26. For 20, it's 23.5, and based on the digest, we should come in on 25 for this year, it's another $2 million. I mean, you're there to confirm that I'm not just reading this wrong. That's not what, they're saying the same thing. I'm just saying I think that the budget needs to reflect the revenue accurately. I can respect the fact that when Mr. Jeffers came on, we try to be conservative. That makes sense. He hadn't done it before. So conservative estimate on the revenue makes sense. But now there's more of a track record showing that we're collecting more. We're grossly underestimating our revenue. Yeah, I think we need to put it where it should be and account for it through account the difference through contingency. At least you account for all the money. Like we're doing right now, we're not, and we're not even amending. We haven't amended the 2019 budget. We haven't amended the 2020 budget. All of this team report both years that we're supposed to be amending on a regular basis, not to go further. We haven't amended in 3 years. It's hard for people to push forward a budget when we're not even amending what we've done in the past, especially when our revenues are so grossly underestimated. I would propose that we raise the revenue.
Well, I know 2 months ago, we approved to drop the millage rate 1 mil. And the administrator said that we would possibly have to lay off some county employees. However, that was not the case because in this budget we had 2 more county employees less than 2 months later added to it. I don't want to cut the budget by cutting county employees or jobs because we in our work session, we established that the start-out pay for the deputies and also for the road department and several other areas is under all the surrounding counties, as I think the chairman looked at some of those areas also, that we are starting out at a too low of a pay, so we don't get the quality of employees that we're looking for. And then when we get them, they may not stay because they can just drive to the next county or in some cases city and get paid more money. And simply by cutting unaccountable spending, we have several line items that we talked about in the budget study or going through the budget with the department head. Cutting some of those that are, it's not accountable in the budget. We have them listed as others and things like that, and I understand that we are projecting a budget for next year, but we also need to make sure that those line items are accountable and we know what they're being spent on. We were told a number, whether it was $5,000 or more or $2,500 or less, but I think it needs to be more specific. And also, as Commissioner Hickok said, we need to amend the budget. If we're not going to amend the budget, then we're not adhering to what we set the budget at to start with. We should be able to give the taxpayers a break on their taxes, especially during this pandemic, and take better care of our employees by taking out some of these unaccountable spending, and we would be able to give them maybe not a raise, but or more of a raise than what they already get, but more of that money would be accountable, and we can show them where we can put the money to give them better start-out pay for those positions.
Just like to see the budget more transparent, especially the revenue compared to what we're spending. It's like I said, it's in our own audit report we do $4 million plus. I mean, the statement about, the print about us being, they have to raise people off because we want to give them some relief and the bill, if we gave one bill relief, we could have done much more than that to help people in this town. Instead we didn't. But at the very minimum, I think we should be amending the budget to at least be accountable. Is there any problem with not amending the budget, Mr. Kevin? I mean, the audit team is asking for that. It's in the audit team. Is there any reason why we're not doing that on a regular basis? We do it all of them, or 20. Behind.
I tried to do it at night, Commissioner, and going forward every year, I plan on doing it this year. To that point, just moving forward, and from a revenue standpoint, if I'm not. Again, the $26 million that you pointed out, $2 million or $1.8 million of that is the in-kind payback index. If I look, and what I do every year, every budget, is get these numbers from the tax commission based on the percentage, based on her data, what she's going to collect, and what her judgment is. I push that more. I pushed that more, about 4.5% to 5% more than what she told me she was going to give us. I pushed the revenue on each one of these things. Now,
I just came from Chris. He said he wouldn't be surprised. He wouldn't be surprised if we get 27 million revenue this year.
from his standpoint, he's looking at that, but he did a journal entry, Commissioner, and I don't see where that number is, and I'm not, and he ain't here, I'm not having a discussion with him. My point is, this is what the revenue that I came up with, based on the cash coming in here, based on line item by line item that I gave to y'all, and it came up to 24.
You just spoke for less than $2 million.
24,
There's $4 million that he's got in his audit here that he were unassigned. What's that? That's in the 19 budget. It's in on page, I know you've read it, you went through this. Page 9 of the audit. He says, I'll show you that right here. He says that the county increased unassigned fund balance in the general fund by $4.379 billion, $4.3 million, or 179%. which is good. I mean, I'm glad to see that, but that doesn't, and it proves to the point, the fact we're pushing the TAN back, and I like that, we're pushing TAN back. But to imply that we were about to cut people back, remember, we went from, like, 18 when we raised the taxes, 180 something employees to 209 now, we're not cutting back, we're raising employees.
Commissioner, I laid the budget out based on that. And his numbers and his audit are not cash coming in. And, you know, what I look at the revenue and general fund is what cash is coming in and what I'm paying out. And this is numbers I came up with. And, you know, I can talk to Chris and find out, and we do that, but the numbers I gave y'all is the best numbers that I can come up with.
I would like to go back to the original thing you said about the amendment. We have an amendment, it'd be in 19 and 20. They're in the audit report, the one I'm looking at right now. He recommends we do at least, he said month, but in graduate, we haven't done it in 3 years. Why? Is there a reason we're not in?
Commissioner, I tried to do it the previous time up there, we put it on the agenda for 3 months in a row, and it just didn't go anymore.
So that's because, that's because you proposed it to us 4 months after the year was over, and there was nothing we could do.
All right, let's go
It's all
past that.
discussion, that's what I'm talking about. We're in the middle of, we waited till after the year was over, 4 months, 3 months after the year was over, to ask us to amend the budget for a year we had no control over anymore. So yeah, we didn't want to do that. So what we do after that, we don't amend the 2020 dollar. Can we at least agree to amend it, we do the millage increase, the millage decrease? I mean, at that point, we should have a really good idea what expenditures for the year are, you're 3/4 of the way through the year. You have a really good idea what your revenues, your millage got from that. You know, based on the digest is already out at that point, you know what we're approving as the village. So you know Denise has a good track record of collecting 90%. So you know, right now we know that based on the paper that you gave us, we collected, that's what I'm seeing. In 2020, we collected $14.6 million as of 31st of October. We know that based on what we passed, 100% collection would be 12.2 more. Well, let's give Denise to say she's only going to collect 90%. That's still around close to $26 million on a year that we budgeted for 23.5. So that's 2 years in a row that we've done that. And he even agrees, it looks like by the end of this fiscal year coming up, we'll be funded fully. But again, it's good. I'd like to be more transparent about that. If that's what we're doing, let's take it. But not in the budget, that's in the audit to not in the budget. Can we do that on a regular basis?
I will try to do that on a regular basis. I give y'all the budget every month, Commissioner. And there's some things that are out of our control, healthcare being one of them, but I will present that and try to do that every month, and give it to you there and look at the numbers. So, moving forward there, we're always trying to improve and get better. And I think we've done that. I think that I've been transparent, not as transparent as anybody can be.
We're definitely going to take a position, but I hold that a lot, 99% credit to the fact, well, majority of the fact that they tax people in addition, obviously have almost 40% more money. So I can give me enough money, I can get us out of trouble too. So I appreciate, I want to tell you this, I really appreciate this year, the 2 days in which we got to face departments the first. And getting to talk to the departments and ask them questions, I appreciate that, thank you. That'll give us opportunity to ask questions. I did see when we went through it though, where a lot of line items were being added. And it could be just like the one with the elections office. You got $50,000 in there, and I asked her right on the spot. She said she needed $15,000. I asked you the question about it, and you said, well, it's a holding place, which is a contingency. All we're asking for is put the money in the line item in which it should put it. Justify the budget up. If we have extra, because the revenue's been set extra, put in contingency. If the department needs it, it's not a big deal to move it up.
Or we can always amend the budget.
Yes.
We have to, if it's a necessary item, just like we did with the road department when the rear end went out $30,000, had a $10,000 ambulance motor.
So there's so much money in there, it's just stacked in the box. The one that was $100,000 for 3 years in a row, on 30,000 years, yet the entire budget of that department went over those same years. It's apparent that money's not being used there, it's being used somewhere else, but just put it where it goes. put it where they need it. If they need it there, ask for it. We'll approve it. That's what they need. I'd like to see the gross budget increase in what Chris said it should. And put the difference, put the contingency. That's what he said it should be less than 25.5. And the difference in contingency. The paper that I have right here showing us it's been collected. The audit report says that the road 4.4 last year. That's his report. I'm not, I think it's.
All right. Any more discussion? I have a motion in a second to approve the budget as it is.
So we're not going to consider the changes.
Well, that call for that. Got a motion in a second, we'll close that discussion. Got a vote.
Commissioner Hickox?
Based on the unwillingness to change the budget to be more transparent, based on revenue and expenditure being where we are, no.
Commissioner Hires?
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary?
No.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I got 3 other budgets as you requested, as I presented to y'all, and they're just pass-throughs again. They're just, the GO bond is presented to you up there. It is pass-throughs that based on audit, we need to have a approved budget. The TIA or T-SPLOST one, and
Revolving loan.
the revolving loan, the loan from the Williams Brothers contract. So, based on that, I'll ask that we approve those 340, 370, and 14.
Can we pay for this so we have a chance to
I mean, this is an audit thing that they required. I mean, this is pass-through.
Is that T-SPLOST?
We've never approved these before. This is something I'm
It's
finding.
just more transparency.
Right, more
Let's give
transparency.
them a chance to go through it, so that's.
I got you.
That's why I asked the board
I make a
Thomas.
motion to pay the bond.
What the titles in the paper?
Well, the titles, one was the GO box, where we get the revenues in, what we pay out. The other one, is revolving loan. It is a loan that, and I think Chairman Hires was involved with IDA when they sold the property, out there at Bank Plant to the company. It's a revolving loan. There's some mechanism got from DCA. There's only a certain amount of money we can keep in there. If we're not using it as a loan to a central economic development, then we got to pay them back. We had to pay them back $45,000 because that's what we got above our maximum that we keep in that loan. So it's there for Dale, and the IDA to use that for enticing more economic development. We tried to, or he did, use that on a potential, but, it comes to strings and,
So what the other ones is
the other one is the SPLOST, the GEO bond, and the T-SPLOST.
T-SPLOST.
The T-SPLOST has a little dig in it, a little dig grant from the state, and the TIA part of that, yes. And it also has a regional grant. If you notice, the Homeville extension's in there for $800,000, and it's gonna be short. But we don't have the estimate yet. I'm just giving you a preliminary that if we want, continue to let Elton and I'll let Bill come to us and talk to us about that. We're in the process of trying to, and that's the regional monies. It may increase from the state, and we may have to supplement it. But it's the GEO bond, the revolving loan, and the T-SPLOST, the big, that we report to you every month. Okay?
Yeah, if we can table.
Yes, sir.
this,
And if you want to come talk to me, I'll be glad to explain anything you want to talk about.
I got the form of the motion. I'll say,
Well,
table the motion.
Well, they're all,
Okay.
that's it. Thank you, sir.
basically what they bring to us for budget. Is that right, Elton? That's when y'all bring a budget, how you gonna spend the money, that's basically what that one is.
A little big.
Oh, a little
I'm sorry,
big.
yeah.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. That's correct.
Next item on the agenda, appointments. Gentlemen, we discussed this and tabled it last meeting. These were the appointments for the Development Authority and the Industrial Development Authority. I've learned today that we still have some issues between 4 to 6 year terms. Our attorneys and the, I get everything that's straightened out here, so we don't have to motion to go through these appointments.
You're gonna get it fixed.
I don't know how we.
So everybody's on the same page. Y'all asked me last time to look into term limits on the two boards, industrial development authority, and constitutional 6-year appointments and statutory 4-year appointments, and see if there's anything we can do to combine those into one or make the term limits the same, so you didn't have that issue with 2 years. Looked into it, there was some issues I just didn't overcome. I talked to Mr. Bob Dennis, who represents the Industrial Development Authority, who had been approached by Mr. Keith on the same issue, so she was simultaneously looking at the same issues that I was. We talked about it. I also talked about it with Mr. Tracy Dennis, who her law firm. They reached out to Mr. Dan McCray, who works pretty extensively with local authorities, local IDA authorities on different types of issues. One issue or one easy fix I thought we might possibly have is to pass local legislation to fix the statutory board so that they would be near the constitutional appointments to 6 years. The issue with that is that the statutory authorities were passed through general legislation, local legislation, so we cannot do that. We were able to kind of figure out why the two boards have different time lengths. Originally, the statutory authority was 6 years, but it was later changed and amended so that they could have staggering term limits for members there, so it was brought down to 4 years. One kind of workaround that we have found that I don't think is a permanent solution or what y'all are kind of looking for is that with statutory boards, if you do not appoint a new person to that position, that other person's prior appointed person to stay until a new person is designated for that position. So that is a possibility on a statutory appointment, but again, I don't think.
Once somebody's in the position, he is there at least for the longest of the two. Is that what you're saying?
No, you appoint somebody for the statutory period there. What I'm saying is on your statutory appointments, if you table those appointments 2 years, you get the desired outcome because that person is kind of a placeholder for until a new appointment is made. So you could have a holdover on the statutory appointment. That's not a permanent solution. That's not what I'm just saying that's not. That's the
solution off the board, what happened last time, then you have to run the problem, right?
That's correct. The ultimate question was asked Mr. McCray, and we've kind of been scratching our heads a little bit too. Is there any fix for it? He said, no, unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done. What our kind of suggestion going forward is, and I'm trying to keep it consistent. I know the IDA's having a meeting tomorrow, and I think it's Lindsay are going to kind of prepare statements to tell them. I've gotten to them earlier in today, and I know I was asked to provide something in paper, so I have that. But just to kind of keep our statements the same, we don't want y'all being confused, and them being confused. We want everybody to have the same information. What route we're probably looking at taking over the next couple of months is probably listing out what constitutional authority actually have, what powers they have, and responsibilities that are granted to the statutory authority in the specific code section that addresses those powers, and seeing if we can maybe tailor those or amend those so that everybody's got the same power, so it's not such a big issue to have before the 6-year term is over. That's kind of where we're at now. We just haven't found a good answer, and I think that's what, Ms. Bennett's gonna also say to the IDA. It's just not an easy fix there.
So are you thinking it's gonna have to go through legislation to get that changed? or-
Well, it's not gonna be local legislation, it would have to be something that the state amends the Constitution for, possibly. You know, again, it was originated through general legislation. So from our end, there's no easy fix from, Wayne County, doing anything different. It's
We
really
got
all-
to table it, decide what we're gonna do.
Well, my suggestion is to table it and give them a chance to try to resolve this and determine whether we do need to go back to general legislation to amend the statutory.
And that would have to be something that's kind of out of our control.
Yes.
How long will that take?
Yeah, because if we don't fix it now or try to fix it now, we're kicking this can down the road for the next city commissioners that have to do it up for 6 years.
That's what, if we keep tabling, can they do it legislation this time?
That's some of the questions we need to get answered.
Yeah.
We just don't
I
know
would
about it.
think they probably could. I'd be hesitant to say definitely they could. But, the important thing to remember, and sometimes it's best, in this situation, we're not the only ones that are going through this. There's other counties that have the same issue that we do. We're just the one bringing it up.
That's part of the
Possibility.
That's what I don't wanna do is make the appointments.
We can't do it here in Wayne
No,
County.
we can't do it.
Or required to do, is any appointment, I know you have two different ones, any up's gonna require to make a move right now?
No,
No.
if we table it and leave it alone, we still have representation.
Same board still intact.
That person, that's what I was alluding to earlier, that person that was appointed during that term is kind of a placeholder until a new appointment is made.
How long do we have?
Indefinitely, until a new appointment is made, that person stays as a placeholder.
Was both terms rolled out at this point?
Just one.
Like I said, it's a workaround, it's not a solution.
Yeah, we're not gonna leave a seat unrepresented if we table it.
I should attempt to do that and attempt to try to.
And there's case law that support, and there's a lot of case law that supports that position.
So, I have a motion to table it. Any more discussion?
It's already taken, you don't need it.
That's right. All right, that actually, in essence, Mr. Attorney, can that take care of A, B, C, and D collectively, or I have to table each?
I mean, it's all relevant.
We're already tabled. Okay, item number E. Part of Georgia Omaha Regional Commissioner of Third Party Legal Knowledge and term expiring 12/31/2020. Now, Bruce got some nice stuff.
The commissioner, is going to do it, and, make a motion to start on Johnson.
Who?
Calvin Johnson.
What was that?
It's going to be a business owner.
Business owner. Is he on business, is he a business owner?
Yes, he
Have to be a
is.
business owner?
Yes, yes.
All right, so you make that form of motion?
Yes, sir.
Darrell?
Yes, sir.
I'll say, and he met the requirements, if he get with a man, then as long as he's got the requirements, I'll do it.
That's probably it. I'll work with that, you got it.
All right. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Hires.
Yes. Right, item number L, part of Georgia Omaha Regional Commission County designee, currently Governor Mr. James Thomas, term expired 12/31/2024. Consider people new.
Yes, sir, I would like to, I appreciate if you would, I'm the chairman of the executive board of these commissions, and I'd like to continue to represent you all.
much say with the Peace Clause and everything else coming up with this thing, we need somebody to count more. What do you recommend us on that policy? Especially with grants and all.
This on the commission, nominate, or I'll nominate, Commissioner Thomas to consider serving on the Alderman Already Commission. A second. Motion second, discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry.
Yes. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, item G, another appointment, tourism board, representing the county commissioner, county board, county commissioners, is one of our employees, whose term expires 12/31/2020.
Opinion they want to continue to serve.
I'm certain it's not there, I'm certain Mr. Thomas does.
I think they all do.
I'm not sure about this.
Mask?
Heather reached out to me and said that she wanted, they all wanted to, but I did not reach out to each individual one, so,
She's over the board, no?
yes.
Who is it?
No, she's not over
the board, she's.
There,
I don't understand. She's the director?
Heather?
All right, let's go to one at a time. Angie Parker, she does what community service record.
That's what they want to call me.
yeah, I make a motion, that we, I guess, continue with Angie Parker.
You
Right,
second,
hold it.
you first, sir?
Yeah, on that point, yes, ma'am, on that point, any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts.
Yes. All right, on item H, Mr. Thomas, I know he represents District One, I believe. Those in District One anyway. He has reached out and would like to continue to serve, so I'm going to make a motion that we allow him to continue to serve and reappoint him to the Tourism Board.
So,
Motion is second, discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hickox,
yes.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Item I, Tourism Board County Commissioners represented also, Ms. Lady Smith. I'm not speaking.
What is that? Yeah, I'll put it to her again. She's, said she's willing to continue to serve. So I would like to, request to see, continue to serve.
Motion discussion. Motion second discussion. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox.
Yes.
Item J, Solid Waste Authority, District 5, Jeremy Dean, I think it's appointed by Mr. Hickox.
Yeah. I have to talk to him, though. If you ever talk to him, you do. She said, "Ever did you talk to all of them?"
I don't know
This is
about
solid
solid waste.
waste.
Go to our board. This is solid waste.
Yeah, let's take that.
All right. Motion to table. Item J, please.
Who's gonna second?
I'll say. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Myers.
Yes. Items of county administration?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank y'all for the approval of the budget, and we want to work to be more transparent on everything, and we have been. We continue to get better. To that point, you'll get a budget sheet every, month. As you noticed, we know a lot of the elections is gonna go up. As you know, with the mandates that we've had, now we've gotten some revenue grants from that, but the expense side shows up in the expenses. So about 12 grand, I think, associated with that expense, it came in with extra revenue from the state, with election machines, poll boxes, cameras that we borrowed, with the advanced voting, with the recounts. I don't know if we're through with the recounts, so to be honest with you. So I just want to let you know that that's going to be over a little bit. I don't expect it to be over a great amount. Again, we got some revenue, but you all said that we may be on or close to budget up there. Just want to let you know. The rest of it is online with it, as y'all know. Other than healthcare, there's a few items over there that got hit on each budget on the healthcare. But other than that,
You're on expenses in 20.
sorry?
You're on expenses in 20.
Yep. Yep. So, other than that, I have no more items, in front of me. I appreciate y'all's time last week. I know each one of you have, a lot on your plate, with your businesses and activities, and I appreciate the time and effort in going through there. The department heads, came in, again, and, we've been, working hard, trying to save money and continue to improve. We have some items next year that I would like. Think about a retreat in that March, April timeframe. We have a lot of discussions to go through, about planning and activity, and I just want y'all to think about it. I'm gonna call for a retreat probably next month, in that timeframe. So if there's a concern or something you'd like to work around, I'm looking at the same thing,
April?
March or April, either one. I know that some of y'all have some activity during that period of time, and just want to work around those. And, we need some time. I'm gonna bring in some different, people to have some discussions about planning and things that we need to think about as we move forward. Similar to what we had in August. So if you got in mind, I appreciate it. Other than that, that's all I have. Sure. All right.
There's big movies in April, I have to tell you to push it back.
Sorry?
Open Web's the big movies in April, I have to tell you I can't.
If we do that, all you have to do is call in, and we'll have some other time to get there. And I Thursday or Friday is what I'll typically in the morning do your request.
I'd like to, like I said earlier, and I think I said about the money from that. I am happy that we have the, park days for, I'd like to have all of them. That was refreshing, it's, people talking and ask questions, that's something that I feel, all. I said earlier, I'd like to see us do what Alder said, and multiple times a year, in the budget, multiple times a year. Does it like, cash wise, we're going to be in a lot better position by the end of next year. That's key. Tax bill. Ready to get 2020 over with, this is the last year. What about 2021 is that? Anybody want to stay in 2020? That's all I can.
Sir, Mr. Ross?
I want to thank Ellen for working on Killingsworth. Working on a couple of bridges out my way. We got a road we're going to pave over in your neighborhood, Chris, on the list. So the road department's been working right along, doing what they can. I know they'll be busy with things down at JC Navy. They'll be busy. They'll be busy with everything they got going on, but I appreciate it a lot for what they do. And I was surprised. I had some people calling and say, thank you.
Commissioner, I'd add to the point, in your district, Bestwood, and that road, we're working on a plan, as I promised, to come to y'all about, the acceptance of that road. That road's pretty bad shape, and we're probably gonna have to recommend some changes to our subdivision ordinance in the future, but we'll come
And
back.
that road down, that road on Best, moved in, it's got some bad holes, it's bad.
So if you give us till February, if you give us till February, we'll have a plan to you in the board meeting and therefore you'll know that on mine.
We got to figure out something because every ordinance we had down on that road, the guys were supposed to fix it, they were supposed to do it, something supposed to order. He's doing it.
And even if the subdivision did feel more than 51% of the road in such condition that it wasn't, it wasn't acceptable. And so right now, how do you go back to it? So that's a concern. We're working through those. We know that we got to address this, and we want to do it in a way that will protect the county. And we're working on that plan.
Because some of those breakers at Killingwood, I told the guy the other day when he called me, I said, you put these breakers out there, I said, you can hear them all night long. I said, maybe you get caught.
I thought we put up a concrete wall, because on the curve, he has a problem, people coming in towards his house, and he put up some posts, and they knocked the post down. From what I understand, whoever ran off the road, ran over one of our reflective curb signs, so I don't think, it doesn't matter what you put up there, they wouldn't have known the difference.
It's hard to deal with distracted
Put a L
drivers.
right there. Tell them to stop with the L, and of course the Indians said,
Well, then you got motors taking off right there in front of your house, drag races.
That's a good long straight road. It's pretty road now.
That's right. Well, and
yeah, he called me on my birthday and wanted me to come out here, and I said, dude, it's my birthday. I'm glad to be 66, I go, I ain't coming to you.
Well, I think that's one thing we do need to address. And that road is a prime example of when we have a property. Is it an ordinance that we have after it sells 50%, we take over the road? Is that correct?
It's our subdivision ordinance.
Right.
And so there are some items we need to tweak to that. We want to tweak it and bring it to you to accept it. Y'all don't have to, y'all can accept it. I'm just trying to make sure that moving forward over there, that we address some issues of efficiency that we won't, this kind of situation don't recur.
And maybe we can make that one of the stipulations. If they're gonna sell the property, then the new owner takes over that liability for that road until it becomes 50% occupied or sold or whatever you look at. Maybe that's something we need to put in there so we don't get in this situation again, because apparently it could go years and years without being 50% occupied, and they've already sold it, and the road goes bad, and then we have citizens complaining. You see what I'm saying? So maybe that's something, I don't know if you or Mr. Elton or both of y'all need to look into, if y'all would.
There's a number of us looking in here, and the issue there, it wasn't a contract, there's nobody to get back to.
Right.
It went on. The contractor, that agency went on. So we're gonna correct that, and when we bring it to you, we're working on the same thing, same direction. So let us work that out.
Okay, if y'all will.
Yes, sir.
Concessionaire contract for J.C. Landon. I know we brought that up. We've already got a building down there. We've done all of that. Andy emailed us a preliminary contract with the changes due to the fact that we took the old building out and there would not be any ADA compliances with the new building. Are we gonna put that back on the agenda so that we can get a contract for the,
That's y'all's pleasure, we'll put it on the agenda next month.
okay. And
I don't know which way y'all want to go.
did everybody get a copy of it in the email? So we just need to be prepared to vote on it.
Do we have a copy now? Can I shoot me one?
We got, that's all right.
Thanks, sir.
One or two things, and I'll be through. I think through the road department and through the state, I thank them for redoing the intersection right there in my district at, Cherry and Pine Street. And they did the lines and they took that little thing out of the way there because the trucks having a proper turning going out Pine. But mainly the lines, I mean, people were supposed to be in the left-hand lane, and they going in the right-hand lane, going to McDonald's, running people in the guy's yard there. So somebody almost threw my wife in there over there. And that's been corrected. That's good. My district, I like for is the prison crew back out here?
They're limited, we don't have a full prison crew.
Okay.
You know, it's probably half or less.
Yeah. Well, whenever they can get to it, on 301 South, from Martha Puckett down to the airport, those trucks are going to the landfill. There's just a lot of debris on the side of the road that needs to be picked up.
Yes, sir, that's a state route up there, we'll see about that.
State route? Good.
I know it's going down there, the trucks up there,
Yeah.
throw out. The state comes by, takes them over, when they mow, they'll have a contract come out there, they don't do that with prison crews.
Okay.
And sometimes we pick it up and help out that situation, but that's a state route.
Good.
But I'll get Buddy to make it up to the DOT.
Mr. Administrator and our clerk, I want to thank you all for the fine job you're doing. We've come a long way. We're still going forward, getting out the hole we're in. And you're doing some good things with our budget. We see a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train. So we just have things moving forward. And considering what a year this been with the pandemic and all that kind of stuff, and how you've been able to use CARES money and everything to keep us afloat, there's a lot of people going under. So thank you so much.
I want us to extend our sympathies to the family of Return of the World, one of the Wayne County Sheriff's deputies we've lost this weekend. This was the let the sheriff's office family know about him. I knew he was certainly fine. Fine individual, fine employee, and something very awesome. Services are hard.
Yeah, football.
Also,
To the road.
I think the vaccine suits the guidelines, social distancing. Also, like to extend sympathies to family of Harold Fuller, another former Wayne County Sheriff's Department employee. Back in my days, that's good. All right, thanks. Let's go to the awesome. And Mr. Administrator, I'd like to thank you for being so good. It's obvious our time our bills, so we still need to get some of the cash deferreds. Thank you. Take the time you give to like us. And yeah, I will make a motion that we.
I forgot your district. Also, another great McNeedy is coming up here.
On Mr. Plant, I know we named the bridge. And we're waiting on the state to
We're waiting on the legislation. As soon as that happens, I think that Representative Meeks is spearheading that part of it. As soon as that's done through, we'll have to have a ceremony. We'll take the responsibility of getting all that up.
Thank you. That was one of my pet tier projects, and I reassured the family when we had a viewing that day, we had to back out about the bridge.
We lost the lead in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, thank you for what you do. You burn a lot of getting out hours that people don't know about. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'll make a motion that we retire to executive session.
I second.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hippo.
Yes.
Commissioner Howard. Commissioner Perry.
My other question was, the third, former DVD had, and the road had burned itself. One of the other two, that whole third. Just wanted to make sure I had that right. Thank you.
Now, this is the taxable part of it, the exempt part of it, I think is what we're going to. I don't know whether that, Lance makes things difficult. He actually said the bid for the whole thing, a lump sum, we're not doing that, we requested a line of credit, we've already needed. So it's a floating rate, this is LIBOR, and it's getting awful, used to be easy, I don't know.
Well, I'm glad I have, because it is
Yeah.
probably, oh, and, is there
You
anything?
got a copy, Amanda, I given Drew a copy of the bid, sure, BB&T, you got the original, right? All right, see you, Bob. Yes.
Can anybody get me a copy of the sales tax?
Yes, let me, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because I just gave mine to Bob, so I don't have one. It's in
And
Keith
I
Moore's
just
head, because I
put
did
on
it in
mine,
minutes.
to be honest with you, is that all?
That's it.
Still running.
Um,
Right now.